it first. But if you have to invest, invest carefully with a very careful mind and always monitor the situation. So if you ask when is the bubble is going to burst, I mean, anybody guess, right? Anybody guess, because it's a fund flow. They can in and out very fast. I don't know whether Jeff wants to add anything on that. Or Dato want to add.
Just 1 minute as well. Observation from my side as I travel. I believe that the emerging market is resilient to any to any challenges that will come up with the liquidity that's coming from United States. For the simple reason, the emerging market growth is not a leverage growth. The emerging market growth is actually real. The emerging market growth actually comes with the very high domestic consumption that is derived by the respective domestic emerging market. And as such, you can see that even JP Morgan analysis highlights that whilst the developed market will show a growth of 2%, the emerging market growth of 6.5% actually come from real growth. And whilst we are on the topic of emerging market, Malaysia as one of the emerging market, if you are down here grounded in Malaysia, I think you can feel the vibrancy that comes along with the aspiration of Malaysia beyond Malaysia itself in terms of making sure that Bursa is not pickish, and at the same time, I think we also need to remember it's not just United States that's printing the money. It's also an issue of U.S. Consumers consuming below their means. U.S. consumers not spending. Inflation rate in September in United States. I was actually in U.S. last weekend. In United States is zero, and yeah, it's a worry to the U.S. because they might want to come into a deflationary situation. But at the end of the day, if the concern is there going to be a double dip, I think if it happened, it is not a global thingy. If it happened, it's going to be certain countries. We know there is concern on Greece and concern on Ireland and all those. So I am actually very positive the emerging market are resilient in any potential challenges that will bring down the oversupply in liquidity. Thank you.
Thank you, Dato'. And I think just to conclude to that, be it what it may, challenges or new information, US printing money, you are going to be faced with these cycles, road bumps, roadblocks, speed bumps along the way. I think you will see it time and time again in different forms. It's basically how you manage your client, how you actually educate, how you interact with them, how you talk about diversification, the asset allocation, the planning of it, because I think in all those different times and periods, any investor is confident provided you have the right information and you're dealing with it rightly. I think that's critical here. So, I mean, times will change from time to time, and you as the UTCs will have to make that consideration. You're the one with that instrument to help and guide your investor or your client towards it. And whatever tools you may have, you may have the most expensive, sexiest tool. At the end of the day, if wrongly used, it's not going to get you anywhere. So that's how our end clients are going to be much more confident in what we provide, our propositions to them. On that note, I'd like to say thank you to all my colleagues up here for sharing their thoughts.
Yeah, thank you, Puan Sharifatul and the panels. Yeah, give them a big round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Can I request the panel to please remain seated? And now it is my pleasure to invite our Executive Director of FIMM, Mr. Lee Siu Hung, to come up on stage and present tokens of appreciation to Puan Sharifatul and the panelists.